Once upon a time, in a tranquil valley embraced by towering mountains, there nestled a quaint village named Havenbrook. Despite the valley's fertility and the purity of its streams, its people lived in quiet fear. They doubted themselves constantly. At the heart of the village stood a wide square where once hung a massive mirror. Legend spoke of its magical properties, for it didn't reflect a person's face, but their true strength. However, centuries passed, the mirror had shattered into pieces and lay scattered across the valley. The villagers whispered, "Without the mirror, we cannot see our worth. We are weak." And thus they grew timid, forever looking down, never daring to dream big. Among them lived a boy named Daniel. Unlike the others, Daniel often questioned, "Why must we wait for a mirror to tell us who we are? Can't we believe in ourselves?" But his innocent queries were met with laughter. "Confidence is dangerous," they'd say. "Dreamers only end up disappointed." And so Daniel carried his questions alone. One day, as Daniel roamed the hills beyond the village, he stumbled upon a sparkling shard half buried in the dirt. He brushed it clean and gasped. It was a fragment of the legendary mirror. In it, he did not see his tired face, but a braver version of himself. Taller, stronger, with eyes that burned with determination. Overwhelmed, Daniel asked, "Is this truly me?" That evening, he shared his discovery with his parents, but they only shook their heads. "Don't trust illusions," his father warned. "That shard will only make you arrogant. Stay humble, stay quiet." Yet the image of the shard haunted him. For the first time, Daniel felt that maybe, just maybe, he was more than what others believed. The next morning, Daniel decided to speak up at the village meeting. He suggested building a stronger bridge across the river to connect with trade routes. But as he spoke, laughter echoed in the square. "What does a boy know about bridges?" an elder scoffed. "We've lived fine without one for generations," another added. Daniel's face burned with shame. His hands trembled and he almost ran home. But then he remembered the shard in his pocket, the reflection of his stronger self. He straightened his back and said firmly, "Perhaps I am young. Perhaps I don't know everything. But I believe I can learn. And I believe we can grow stronger together." As he spoke, a hush fell over the crowd. For a moment, even the elders had no answer. Though they ultimately rejected his idea, something had shifted. For the first time, Daniel had spoken with confidence. Determined, Daniel set out to find the other shards of the mirror. "If one piece showed me my strength, perhaps more pieces will show me more." His journey was long and fraught with danger. He scaled cliffs, crossed rivers, and braved raging storms. At every obstacle, the voice of doubt whispered, "You are too weak. You will fail. Go back home." But each time he pulled out the shard and stared into it. The brave version of himself looked back, reminding him, "You are stronger than you think." On his quest, he met others like Elena, a girl afraid to sing, though her voice could move hearts. There was Marcus, a farmer who dreamed of inventing, but feared ridicule. And Jonah, a soldier who trembled with guilt after one failure in battle. Daniel showed them the shard. They too saw their stronger selves, and something inside them awakened. Together, they joined his quest. Years passed. Through countless struggles and heartbreaks, Daniel and his companions searched for the remaining mirror shards. Finally, they returned to Havenbrook, piecing together the fragments in the village square. When the mirror stood tall and whole once again, the villagers gathered nervously. One by one, they gazed into it. What they saw stunned them. Not their tired, timid faces, but versions of themselves filled with light and confidence. A baker saw himself as a master chef. A teacher saw herself guiding hundreds of eager students. A farmer saw himself feeding not just his family, but the entire valley. Tears streamed down their faces as they realized the truth. Our confidence was never missing. It was inside us all along. As the villagers celebrated, Daniel stepped back and whispered to himself, "The mirror never gave us confidence. It only revealed what was already within. That night, he stood before the mirror one last time. His reflection smiled. Not just strong and brave, but wise. Daniel realized that true confidence comes not from external validation, but from within. It is the courage to trust your worth, even when the world doubts you. Sometimes all it takes is one step towards your dreams to realize you were stronger than you ever imagined. And so the legend of Daniel, the boy who dared to dream, became a tale whispered through generations. A reminder that the truest strength lies in believing in yourself.